Sepultura-Territory.
Territory from the band Sepultura. Hell yeah! You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Somebody got a headset. Let's go. Yes, heavy shit. Heavy shit. Look at that dog. Give me a new metal rip, baby. Lighthouse Cat. Gang, gang, gang. I love this shit. This is the type of metal that I was raised on.
Knuckle dragger.
Yes. Yeah, if Ben Webb wasn't still protesting, he'd be like, "Ah, this is stupid caveman metal, you idiot!" And I don't care, because I'm a simple. Your brother's a simple man, dear listener. Ask Soraya, I'm one of the simplest human beings she's ever met in her life. Maybe so many times we'll be hanging out, she's like, "Gosh, Vin, you're so simple.
No.
Can't you have some sort of complexity to you at all?" That's what she says to your boy.
He's lying to you. He's lying.
All right.
A simple man would eat cereal for breakfast.
Once again, please.
A simple man would eat cereal for breakfast.
Tell the people what I ate for breakfast this morning.
Well, I was gone.
Not a mop.
I was gone because I had to bring the children to the appointment that you were supposed to go to. So I don't know what you had.
Ah, boy. Ah,
See,
boy.
that's proof. He had nothing because nobody was here to cook him a gourmet.
A gourmet. Oh, boy. All right.
All right, let's go. Who do you think he's talking about?
I don't know. This is
or do you think this is anybody?
This is 1993, right? So I don't. And these guys are a South American band, so maybe it's some South American dictator or something what they were talking about. But obviously, unknown man speaks to the world, sucking in your trust, a trap in every word. War for territory. Choice control, behind propaganda, poor information to manage your anger. Dictator speech, blasting off your life. Rule to kill the urge, dumbassole speech. Years of fighting, teaching my son to believe in that man. Racist human being. Racist ground will live. Shame and regret of the pride you once possessed. War for territory.
I mean, I know that when I first, I guess, became aware of politics or like started, I was like, oh my gosh, it was so exhausting because there was lies and you'd be like, wait, that's not what they were saying before, or that's not what actually really happens. And so, you know, it kind of reminds me of that, like when it says unknown man speaks to the world, because you don't really know anybody. Like even the people that you know the most, you don't really know them. You know, you see patterns and whatever, but like you can't know a person. A person is so complex. And people will only show you what they want you to see, you know? I think that there's whole portions of people that they keep hidden from the world. And so an unknown man speaks to the world. Not that we don't necessarily know who he is, but we don't really know. Sucking your trust, a trap in every word. And I kind of feel like, okay, well, I don't think anybody's going to care. I kind of feel like sometimes when I'm listening to Biden talk, I'm like, I feel like that his lifetime of politics is coming to bite him in the ass. Because like some of the stuff that he says doesn't make any sense. Like today when you were playing something where he was talking about making people that I don't remember. They basically they were gonna have to pay for whatever they had done, but then also it all of a sudden like flipped and made it sound like we're gonna honor them. Remember that whole thing?
Oh, he said we need to conquer the little guy.
Yeah.
Which is you're supposed to fight for the little guy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like these cliche phrases and these things that they throw out, when you have your mind about you to be able to maneuver it, then yeah, you can maneuver the people and you can trap them and blah blah blah. But because his mind is not as sharp as it was, now he's throwing out all these weird phrases and shit's not making sense.
Yeah, yeah, I really try to stay away from the whole, like, he's demented, he's got Alzheimer's, but
I mean,
there are just so many.
You don't have to name it that. There's something wrong.
There's so many of, I mean, the worst one for me was the Easter Bunny one. That one was bad because they had the Easter Bunny basically trailing him to make sure he didn't slip up and say something to the media that was on tour. And like the bunny was like guiding him and like stalking him and wouldn't let him, like, you're the president, like. But honestly, like Biden doesn't have the ability to do what this song is talking about. Trump, this song is more about like a Trump type guy than a Biden type guy.
Yeah, I totally agree. But that's because back in the day, don't you think that Biden was able to kind of like maneuver stuff around? I'm not saying now. Now I'm saying it's come to bite him in the ass.
Back in the day, he wasn't good at it either.
He wasn't? And then how did he get all that evil stuff passed?
Remember that thing that we saw where he said that he graduated first in his class. He graduated like second to last. He said he had a 4.0 GPA. He had like
that was when he was okay?
That was when he was okay. Yeah, that was in like the 70s.
He just lied like that?
Running for president. He straight up lied. And he did it on a multitude of occasions. So he's never been this kind of a politician. Bless God, those guys only come in once in a generation. Trump has that kind of energy. He's got that kind of power. Biden
does he?
Clinton does it. What? Do you not remember January 6th? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't think that that's because okay, in my opinion, I don't think that that's because, Trump is like good at words and that he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he has a cult of personality like that.
He's not saying that this person is eloquent. He's just saying that he's influential.
And that there's a trap in every word.
Absolutely. You don't think Donald Trump traps people with it? Did you see what he did to Hillary Clinton?
What do you mean?
Hillary was going on this giant soliloquy about all these policies that she was going to do because that's what you want from your president.
Oh, yes.
And then she topped it off and she goes, I'm just so happy that you're not going to be the president.
He said, if I were, you'd be in jail.
He immediately said, you'd be in jail.
Yes, but I don't think I don't think that that's a trap. Like, I think that that's just him being quick with his words.
That's a guy who, instead of debating the issues, which is what the debate was supposed to be about, understood his audience and understood how to manipulate his audience. And he also understood the seething rage against people like Hillary who always skirt the system and never get held accountable.
Yeah.
So she's talking about all these policies, how she's going to enforce them, yada, 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 which is what you want from your president. And he's like, yeah, but I know how Americans feel at the emotional level. She's appealing to the brain. I'm going to appeal to all the rage and anger that these people have.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make her the piñata for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people don't understand. And that's why I was constantly pleading with people during the Trump administration. Stop calling this guy stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird thing. I just saw this, I think it's Mehdi Hassan on MSNBC, talking about how Elon Musk isn't that bright. I was like,
what?
What? Who the fuck are you to say Elon Musk isn't that bright? Are you out of your fucking... This motherfucker's up there fucking shooting rockets and shit up into space, fucking taking regular people into the fuck... Like, what the fuck do you know about it, Mehdi Hassan? But this is what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like... it's just like, oh, anybody I don't like is stupid. Well, if you say that about Trump, then you have a problem. Because he may not be articulate. He may not be as articulate as Obama, but I'll tell you what. Trump knew how to gin up his base a lot more and a lot more fervently than Obama did.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of Obama's folks turned against him at the end of his administration. All black folks, all famous black people, like, man, fuck Obama, he didn't do shit for us. Man, them Trump people to this day would take a bullet for the homie. Like, the kind of things that Trump knows how to do, the demagoguery and all that stuff, like I said, it's thankfully, bless God, it's a once-in-a-generation guy with that kind of power. And it almost always turns negative. But
okay,
this just reminds me of
I feel like that was more Clinton, the President Clinton. I feel like he was more like, okay, and again, I'm looking back at it. Yeah. I always felt like he was like maneuvering his words, and I remember people being like all about him. And then he would say, like, now we look back, it's just like
honey, nobody was okay. Some of this is that you
I
like
was just
said,
in a circle.
You weren't really conversant with politics, but people liked Bill Clinton. They thought he was cool.
But when he was saying stuff like, I think that something came out about like him smoking weed, and he was saying he didn't
inhale.
He didn't inhale. Like nobody was buying that stuff.
Well, nobody cared. The MTV folks were like, the MTV generation, which is us, we loved it. We're like, yeah. Black people like, oh, he's the first black president. He smokes weed. He's knocking out white girls. He's one of us. Look,
okay.
Listen, people have a religious devotion to Donald Trump. They were saying that they were prophesying. Nobody
that's why I said cult
shit.
of personality.
No, nobody was doing that shit with Bill Clinton, bro. Nobody was doing that.
That was
people
weird.
thought Clinton was cool. People were like, oh, Obama's a first. This guy Trump, people are devoted to this guy. It's not the same. And the reason is he is able to coagulate all the ugliness of the struggle of what it's like to be in America. He can harness it, and then he channels it, and he says, those people are the reasons. The Mexicans are the reasons. Hillary's the reason. The libs are the reason. And look, I'm not saying all Trump supporters are bad people. Like, you're probably going to vote for Trump in 2024. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying, like, the level of devotion to Trump from his followers and the effect that he has on people in the country is the most dangerous thing I've ever seen in my life from a United States president, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Our relationship to presidents, especially two-term presidents, especially by the second term, it's like, yeah, man, all right, we're over you. Get out of here.
Yes.
Trump people are with this fucking guy for life. That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I mean,
like he's massively dangerous, and there's no president even close to being like him. Nobody even close to being like him. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I mean, I feel like I disagree with you because I'm looking at it as more. It's a cult of personality thing. Like,
How's that different
I
from
think.
What I'm saying?
Because I thought you're saying. Okay, so like for you, if you were like a bad guy, you're a cult of personality person, but you can work the words and flip the thing around.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Trump can do that. I feel like he's
nobody in the person in the song is not an articulate person. He's just a racist who gets people, and he
sets a trap in every word.
He says he blasts you.
Dictator speech blasting off your life.
Blasting off your life. Like that's just a ham-fisted crazy person.
Okay, rule to kill the urge, dumb asshole speech. He's talking about him again?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then, yeah. All right.
Like, that's the mistake people make. You don't have to be articulate to influence people. You just have to know human nature.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, who's more articulate, Dorian or Johan?
Dorian.
Who knows people more?
Johan. Right.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. I will definitely check it. Yeah, but again, like I'm not saying that Trump is, more evil than other people, but he's more dangerous. He's a lot more dangerous. And the other thing is he knows he has that power.
Yeah.
Charisma.
Yeah, and I will say, as much bad stuff as I've heard about him, and like I thought what he did at January 6th was pretty crazy. And I agree with, that there should have been some consequence for that, but there wasn't. I mean, people ended up dead. The way that he maneuvered that conversation, he even made it sound like, in my opinion, that he was going to be there. That whole thing was pretty ridiculous. But at the same time, I like him.
That's Amy. That's the other thing about Amy's point. Honestly, the most influential people are not that articulate. Because the people who are going to mindlessly follow you are not intelligent people. I said mindlessly follow you. They're not that intelligent. Like they're not up there. And that's the appeal. The appeal is he doesn't talk like Obama. Obama's like, hey, we have to think about the reciprocity.
You're right.
So it's like, oh, he's like us. Like me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I'm not an educated person. I barely graduated.
I concede the point.
I'm just saying, like,
I concede the point.
I completely disagree that Elon Musk is just as dangerous. No, I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all. I think that the folks in the media, establishment, corporate, democratic media, understand what Twitter was doing as far as manipulating and managing the conversation. They all knew what Twitter was doing because they're all on the same team. And now that an outsider's coming in, they're all terrified that those advantages that they've been getting on a pretty major platform are going away.
Right.
And that's why you see Bernie lost 200,000 subs, and then you get all these crazy right-wingers that have 200,000 plus in 2 days. Obviously.
Yeah.
That's my problem, is like this song, it could be anybody. Because, you know, Bezos, all the rest of these people, they have so much power as far as the, you know, but anyway, I'm not even going to go there. But anyway, all right, what do you get the song?
A 9.2.
Haha, Vin sounds like Bernie, most dangerous president of our lifetime.
That's what I laughed at like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
All right,
you get it?
I gave it a 9.2, and also this song was selected by Robert A. Kahn again.
Gang.
That means that group must be either he's just a lucky guy, or maybe they're ready for some new people to join their group.
Yeah, like Zelensky, people person with $500 million in his pocket. Seduct. Correct.
Okay, what do you give it?
And all Zelensky's trying to do is get out of the situation alive so he can enjoy his millions. Shout out to the homie. All right. I'm going to give this a 9.8. I really love the metal. It was just, it's all the heavy shit that I love. What'd you give it?
I give it a 9.2.
There you are, dear listener. We got one more song for you. Stay tuned. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.